Well, hello everybody. I'm sorry I'm back. I didn't realize my stream didn't really go that well. It was just apparently 2 minutes of 2 minutes of the thing I really wanted to talk about. Start the way it should start. I'm going to try to see if I can solve those problems. Yes, I'm trying to solve problems. There's some things in my studio that's kind of weird. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not the best with technology, but when my son can't get the time, I think it's going to be good. Might have an old title, but it's new. And let's put the mic over here where it's a little bit better. So I have to start again. So here we go. Again, happy 4th of July, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your 4th. Not a lot of people were out. Donald Trump's been doing some kind of 250th party, and the crowds that have been going to that are nil to none. Very few people are showing up, so I'm guessing some people are wising up to Donald Trump. But anyway, let's reiterate this since since I had to redo it. I'm hoping that it all goes online this time and the whole video shows up. I mean, it showed that it's 21 minutes long, but when I go to play it, it's only about 2, so a good chunk of it's missing. So let's go back to the beginning. Donald Trump gave his speech called "All Democrats Communists." Okay, what's wrong with communism? If you're my age, you say the word communist, we all perk up because we came through the area of communism, and wondering if Russia was going to set nuclear bombs on us and stuff. So old folks perk up when you say communist because we have a very big dislike about communism. The problem is they're calling all Democrats communists, which is not true. There's a fellow that did a really good video that shows the party swap. The Republicans back in the day, they were for freeing the slaves and giving them rights and all that, are no longer around. The Democrats were the ones that were against it. They changed parties somewhere around the Eisenhower time. Republicans became more of the communist, let government control, let's not help anybody party. And this is a good idea. You can actually see this taking place right now. If you take the Robertson's court's decisions to do away with districts that so that black people have representation in the House and the Senate, and Donald Trump's wanting to pass the SAVE Act. I'm going to say this again about the SAVE Act: women beware, because your last name ain't going to be the name on your birth certificate. He wants to squash women voters because, again, statistically speaking, y'all usually vote Democrat. That's statistically speaking. And I'm not sure what my site's saying. It's not receiving enough video to maintain something. I'm kind of confused. I might have to look at this on my app. I want to see if I'm going to see if it's streaming. Kind of confused. I have to look at it. So yeah, it's streaming because I see it streaming on my app. I can hear it on my phone. So, anyways, I'm having I'm sad though because Donald Trump's calling everybody communist. It's not communist. They are communists. The Republicans are your communist party. This is the facts. They want to take everybody's rights away. They want us to not have freedom of speech. And while I'm saying this, since they're trying to pass a law that says you can't talk bad about Donald Trump and make it illegal, I have my First Amendment rights. Understand, I have my First Amendment rights. I have the right to speak whatever I want to speak whenever I want to speak it. I don't have to talk nice about Donald Trump. Thank you. I'm protected by the Constitution. The law of the land is the Constitution. It's not these executive orders that Donald Trump keeps signing with his little pen where he thinks he can change the Constitution and how it works. You can't pass any law that violates the law of the land, which is the Constitution. So let's get straight into that. This little thing, the Constitution, or this little thing, we have a couple of versions of the Constitution. This is the law of the land. It doesn't change. I want to, I didn't say this when I first did this stream, so I do want to say this then. Understand that Donald Trump is sitting in the White House illegally. Illegally. Because he violated Article 14th Amendment, Section 3, called the Insurrection Clause. So I want to read that. I might as well read it while I'm here. I want to go to the 14th Amendment in Section 3, and we'll find the Insurrection Clause. And I want to read it to you. I have to read this because he did this. He led an insurrection against our government, try to overthrow an election. No person shall be a senator or a representative of Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of the state's legislation or an executive judicial officer of the state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But the Constitution may vote by 2/3 of each house to remove such disability. Okay. Donald Trump did this January the 6th, 2021. He did do this. He violated the law. Don't know where Roberts decided that Trump has immunity, but he does it. So we need to work on that part because he illegally sits there. This is a fact. He sits there in office illegally. There's nothing legal about what he's doing. It agitates the hell out of me. So now let's move on to put this face in Mount Rushmore. The actual architect of Mount Rushmore back in the day sat there and said, hey, you can't do that. You can't, that it's unstable. That he got, the president said you couldn't add a fifth if there's unstable. That's interesting. Everybody should understand that you can't really do that scenario. And if Trump, some damn clown in chief that wants his name on every single thing that's going on, and I mean every single thing that's going on, he wants his name on. I'm confused, but there's not much I can do about it. He's got his money, wants his name on money, wants his name on the Kennedy Center, which they've removed. He only cares about himself. I'll say this again. All Donald Trump cares about is making money for him and his kids. This is it. This is what he's been doing. He's the only president to trade the way he's traded. I forgot how many trades he did in the first term. He's done over like 3,000 so far since his term and made money because he can manipulate the market and trade the way he wants to trade to make money. He's had his children make money. People in the House of Senate make money. I'll go back again to the Republicans we have in the House right now are all sucking Donald Trump's dick and all putting their ass up in the air so he can butt fuck them without a problem. These people need to go. They can. We can impeach them. Don't worry. We can't impeach them. So come November, everybody needs to go vote Democrats. That's the truth. You need to go vote Democrats. We need to get rid of these idiots and go from there. That way, we won't have to worry about Donald Trump trying to do crazy stuff. Now, again, he wants to pass the SAVE Act. They're saying they got a way to get the SAVE Act. They'll stop the filibuster. If filibuster keeps that from going through, they know it. But if it passes, women, go back to your voting rights. If you're married, you ain't gonna be voting. This is not a. This is no longer a democratic republic anymore. This is a communist country. They're telling you what you can say, what you can't say, what you can do, when you can do it, etc., etc., etc. I will stress this. I've said this before. There'll be many more assassination attempts on Donald Trump. Jim Jones, if anybody don't know Jim Jones, look it up. The guy in a tragedy. This fella right here, he did 100% stage assassinations on him to give himself more support by his followers. Donald Trump needs more support by his followers, and this is what he's going to do. Now, ICE is back on the street, and they're meaner than ever, not listening to judges or anything else, doing whatever they want to do. And I hate to say it, but we're in a situation now where every city in every state needs to form a militia of their own to protect their citizens from ICE. And the police department has joined hands with ICE. You know, one hand is illegal, doing illegal business. Now you got the police department involved to do illegal business. And just because Donald Trump says something doesn't actually make it constitutional. This is a fact. The law of the land is the Constitution. I don't know how many times I'm going to have to repeat it, but the law of the land is the Constitution. Nobody can get past the Constitution. Do we understand? Nobody can get past the Constitution. It just is the way it is. If anything is written that violates the Constitution, it's valid. Void. It's voided, no longer valid. It's thrown out the window. Get rid of it. And again, I didn't want to do a long video, but again, I realized my video didn't go up all the. I hope this one actually gets up all the way. But you know, Donald Trump calling all Democrats communists is bullshit. The only communists in this country right now are the Republican Party and everybody that supports the Republican Party. There is no other communist beside them, and they really want communist society. They really do. Project 25 was to break down our democracy and our government. They've done a good job at it so far. They are destroying the country. If we, not just me old, but you young people, we all need to stand up and start voicing our opinion. We might go to jail. We might not go to jail, but whatever the outcome is, if we stay quiet, we're going to end up in Russia, or we're going to end up like El Salvador. We're going to end up like North Korea. So yeah, my encoder keeps disconnecting. This problem. But anyways, y'all have a good one. I'm gonna get off here and I'll try to fix this problem myself. I still see myself on the live chat, but I'm just not sure how it's going from there. Anyways, Bobcats, school's about ready to start. Peace out. Y'all take care. Be safe. Love everybody. Have a good day.